Hey guys, so what I have here for you today is the top 5 most underrated military surplus rifles, specifically bolt action rifles that you can get for under $500. So these are all really good guns. I think the quality of them is all really up there, and I think the fact that the price is as low as it is on these rifles is sort of reflective of the underappreciation of the American market. So as an example of this, like German Mausers, like the K98K, there are tons of them on the American market, most of them in collections, because those rifles are very appreciated and they're bought, and people, sort of hoard those rifles. So the price has gone up on those. So if you find one, it's going to be, way more than $500, especially for matching, good condition ones. But these rifles go for under $500 and similar condition to the German Mausers. So I think that that's just sort of telltale of maybe that these rifles are really underappreciated by Americans and on the American market for one reason or another. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to start with number 5. I'm going to go to number 1. And I'm going to tell you guys each about the rifle and why I think that these rifles are underappreciated. So my number 5 pick is the M95 Mannlicher, also called the Steyr-Mannlicher. I think these are really cool, neat little handy rifles, especially the carbines. The long rifles are pretty slick too, but the carbine is just really nice and handy. I think the action is pretty neat too. Being a straight pull action, in theory it should make the gun faster, but it's probably to me just about as fast as a regular bolt action. The pros to this gun is that it's really cheap. It's about $250. It's really light, it's handy. The cartridge that it fires, it's a 8mm, 8x56R, and it's a pretty cool little round. It kind of kicks a lot on the little carbine, but it's a nice full power round. These feed on a 5-round in-block clip, so they load pretty fast. I would say that the sort of in-block Mannlicher style clips, they load a little bit faster than the regular Mauser stripper clip style. One of the cons of this rifle though is finding the ammunition. It's kind of hard to find, and when you do find it, it's pretty pricey, like $1 a round, something like that. So it's a fun gun, a little expensive to shoot, but at least the rifle's cheap. All right, my number 4 rifle is, this specifically is a Chilean 1895, but it's really sort of any South Central American Mauser. I think that these guns are actually really high quality, especially these older ones. This one in particular, it's made by Liquid Low and in Berlin. It's a really good quality firearm that pretty much just when they sold them to Chile, they just put the little Chilean crest on it, and that's pretty much it. It's just a really nice German rifle. It's pretty long. It's a little on the more heavy side, probably just because of the length. But it's a nice rifle. It's in 7mm Mauser, just like most of them are. I would also say stuff like the Brazilian Mausers are really nice. The Argentine Mausers. There's just a lot of really nice Mausers that I would sort of put in this underappreciated category. And you can all get them pretty cheap. I mean, probably $300 to $500 can get you in a pretty nice one. I think this one cost me $350, and they're just really neat pieces to anyone's collection, and they're just good quality rifles for pretty cheap. So that's my number 4. So my number 3 is the Finnish M39 Mosin. These rifles are also pretty cheap. You can get them from $400 to $500. To quote Ian McCullen, the Finnish really were able to turn a sow's ear into a silk purse with these rifles. The Finnish took pretty basic Mosin Nagant, Russian Mosin Nagants, and they, over a series of years, they fine-tuned them, changed this and that on them. A lot of them are free-floated barrels, improved sights. The actions are much less sticky than regular Finnish Mosins like the 9130s. And they're very, very accurate. These are very accurate rifles, and I just think that the price that they go for is it's probably a little bit little bit under true market value, because the Finnish, they didn't really make a whole lot of these, and there's not a whole lot on the American market. Probably the only reason why they're as cheap as they are is just because they've been imported fairly recently. But I think the price of these will really go up. You know, it shoots the 7.62 by 54R, which is still pretty cheap as far as, you know, centerfire rifle cartridges go. So it's a fun gun to shoot. The ammo is pretty cheap and it's really accurate. So this is a real solid number 3. So my number 2 rifle is the Swiss K31. And pretty much the K31, the K11, just a lot of the old Swiss military surplus rifles, but specifically the K31. These are just excellently built, excellently machined, great accurate shooters. They're just amazing rifles all around. The straight pull action on them is just, it's very smooth and it's high quality, amazingly accurate round, and the Swiss GP11 ammunition that you can find is a match grade ammunition, and it's very, very accurate. It's a really fun gun to shoot, highly accurate, and the price of it, it's pretty cheap. You can get these for 400 or 500 bucks, and I mean, there's underappreciated guns, really. These should be more expensive, and I can pretty much guarantee you that these will go up in price, and they have already, just in the last couple of years, gone up in price pretty significantly. So really cool rifle. Highly recommend you get one of these. So my number 1 most underappreciated rifle right now on the American, you know, surplus market is Swedish Mausers. This is specifically a M38. Also have here a M96 long rifle. I think that the price of these is just, it's really unbelievable. These are amazingly high quality rifles. The steel that was used in them is probably superior to the German steel used in all the German Mausers. And so like the M96s you can get for 300 to 400 bucks probably, and the M38s you can get $400 to $500. I prefer the M38 just because it's shorter, has the curved bolt, which I prefer to a straight bolt, and it's just a really nice, handy rifle. Sort of the only downsides on these guns is that it shoots a 6.5 Swedish, which is just sort of hard to find. It's an excellent caliber, just kind of hard to find. One way around that actually is to buy Swedish bulleted blanks. You can get those for pretty cheap, like 5 cents a round if you shop around, and you can reload those if you want. You just pull the bullet out, put powder, put a new bullet in there, and then you're good to go. And that's probably cheaper than buying factory ammo. But these are, again, high quality rifles, amazingly accurate shooters, and just because Sweden never really went to war, these rifles are in really good shape. They were never beaten up through a war, so most Swedish Mausers that you find they're in excellent condition. A lot of them were used in European sport shooting competitions. So like this M96, this was actually drilled to take the Swedish diopter sights that were used in the competition. And I'm sure this gun is amazingly accurate. So my number 1 most underappreciated military surplus rifle out there are Swedish Mausers. I think that the price is fantastic. And if you're looking for a really good Mauser, high quality at a really good price, you should really look into getting one. They are addictive, I have to warn you, but kind of all these guns are addictive. So there you go, that's my top 5 underrated list. That's just my opinion, so I mean, I think there's a lot of rifles that could be on this list, but maybe I just don't appreciate fully. But I'd like to hear what rifles you think deserve to be on this list. I appreciate you watching, and if you would please subscribe, that helps me out, and I'll see you next time.